And welcome back to the Football Out West show, proudly brought to you by Carpentry by NJT and Home Builders Corp. And without any further ado, we've got him waiting in the green room. It is the coach of Altona City, Mr. Michael Calendrella, who is in, I understand, a jubilant mood tonight. How's your weekend been, mate? It's been a productive one.
Yeah, good evening, gents. Thanks for having me on. A very productive, great weekend, and a lot of happy and hungover people at the football club today, and myself included.
I believe it. I believe it, mate. Yeah, it's. We'll bring the ladder up and we'll go through the results of the State League One over the weekend. Whittlesea Rangers, they went down 1-3 to Westgate. Yarraville Glory also went down 1-3 to Brimbank Stallions. Banyule City and Upfield 1-1 draw there. Sydenham Park defeated FC Strathmore 4-2. And bottom side, Keilor Park defeated Whittlesea United 3-1. So if we have a look at that, this is really, really interesting, really exciting. That battle for survival at the other end of the competition standings. Look, any one of with 2 games to go, any one of 5 teams could still find themselves relegated. Corio, Whittlesea Rangers, Strathmore, Banyule City and Keilor Park. But if we turn our attention to the other side, up the top there, Altona City cannot be dislodged. 7 points clear of second place Sydenham Park. And look, Mick, we've got some footage of the game that was played last night. It was a tough game. It was the heavens started opening up at one stage, so it was quite wet and slippery. But mate, how did you see this game against Corio, a team that is really fighting for survival?
Yeah, it was a tough game, Tonchi. I thought the first half we were fairly comfortable. They sat back quite a lot in the first half, and we managed to get a goal and go 1-0 up. But the second half was a different story. They came out fighting. Yeah, you could see that they were fighting. They're fighting for survival, and they definitely come out a different team in the second half. And they did give us a lot of problems. They got one back, and it was 1-1. And every time they went forward, they looked dangerous. But we got a penalty probably against the run of play in the second half, and we missed that. But the boys knew we needed a point to secure the championship, and I think you could see there was we were playing with a bit of pressure, and the boys just did what they had to do to get over the line and get that point, and couldn't wait for that final whistle to go and enjoy the celebrations.
And what a tremendous season it's been so far. 20 games, 16 wins, 3 draws, and just the 1 loss over that time as well. But when you are going so well, you feel that pressure building up that you're trying to achieve an objective and you need to keep things going forward. How has that pressure told on both yourself and the playing group over the recent weeks?
Yeah, for sure, Steve. I think that pressure increased in the last 2 or 3 weeks. We knew, what we had to do. We didn't mention it at training, and we wouldn't speak about it a lot, to be honest. But the boys knew where they sat and what had to be done to achieve the goal. And there's been probably the last 2 games, Corio and Upfield. I could see that we were tense. We played a little differently. We played with heavy shoulders, so it definitely increased. But at the same time, I think we hit the top of the table at about round 6 or round 7. And, the boys have had to deal with that every week, being on top, and everyone's coming to knock you off. So, they were accustomed to that pressure, and it did increase the last 2 weeks, but they dealt with it well, and, they're well-deserved champions.
Yeah, Mick, if we have a look at the ladder again of the NPL3 Victoria competition, I guess this is the association. This is the team that teams you will be taking on next year, minus those teams in the red. Obviously, being relegated. But look, Caroline Springs, another proud Maltese club. They were in State 1 last year. They got promoted first year, so they won't be there. They'll be obviously up in NPL 2. But North Sunshine Eagles, Goulburn Valley Suns, Nunawading City, Burundara, Doveton, Box Hill, Bow Morrison, Essendon Roars. Some big clubs, some tough clubs there. What what are you expecting of the off season? A lot of planning, a lot of work, but obviously on and off the field. But when do you start thinking about next season? Have you started thinking about it now, or what's going to happen over the next few months as far as that is concerned?
Yeah, look, I think, Tonch, I think we start planning from now. We've still got 2 games to play, obviously, but yeah, the planning's going to start immediately. I'll sit down with the club during the week and, discuss next season. We know we're stepping up. It's a tough league. If you look at the teams that are going to be in that league, plus the teams coming down from NPL2 as well, Pascaval and could be Brunswick Juve or even Werribee, they're big teams. So we know it's going to be a tough league, and we have to step up as a football club, as a team, because we know we're in for a challenge. But if we prepare right, and we want to consolidate. I think the plan is, Tonch, that we don't want to be going to NPL3 and be in a fight to come back down to State 1, because we definitely don't want to come back to this league. That's for sure. So we'll consolidate. We want to be competitive in the league, and we have to do everything in our power to achieve that, and that planning starts now.
And Mick, there's a string or a succession of comments in the chat here from Altona City people that are very proud at the moment. There must be some good people behind the scenes at the club. And what are the sort of things that maybe Altona City is doing well that maybe have played a big role in your year, and that other clubs will be looking to replicate, perhaps?
Yeah, look, it's a beautiful club. Beautiful people, brilliant club. It's it's a little humble club, and we had to do things a bit differently in this league. We know there's a lot of money in State 1, so we had to do things in a different way, and that goes as far as the committee working so hard to get all the little 1%ers right, and we were, to be honest, as our coaching staff, we were pretty relentless with what we needed and what we wanted, what we needed to achieve success. And the committee and they were fantastic. They really did everything they could in their power to help us on the journey. And we've got great supporters, great sponsors, and everyone's in it together. It wasn't only that the boys were in it together. The team was incredible, but everyone behind the scenes, the committee, supporters, sponsors, they just worked quietly in the background, and they did make my job easier. And I think to have success in this league, if you've got that behind you, especially if you probably can't compete financially with some of these other teams, you really need that. And we proved that there's another way of doing it.
Now, Mick, the last time we had you on the show, it just seems like it was yesterday, but it's a couple of months or whatever it was. We spoke about off the field how the club rooms and the pitch are undergoing a major reconstruction over the coming months. And so there's obviously a lot of excitement with regards to that. Now it's set in stone. You're promoted to NPL3. So there must be a lot of euphoria at the moment. And you said there's a lot of partying happening at the club last night. Is that starting to translate into more tangible thing? Are there sponsors starting to come out of the woodwork? Are there people that have been coming back to the club that haven't been involved for a long time? How can the club capitalise on this bit of excitement that's being generated on and off the field?
Yeah, spot on, Tosh. Look, there's a massive buzz at the club at the moment, and we saw supporters come back to the club this year. I think they saw that things had changed a little at Altona City, especially on the field and off. And, we had supporters that have returned, and they were at every game. And as far as our sponsors go, we've got some very, very good people that are willing to help this football club, and with some great connections, and they're always willing to do what they need to do to make sure the club's moving forward. So we know with the new ground, the new facility, being promoted to NPL, I think it's just going to grow, and the word's out there about Altona City, and we're in a good spot at the moment.
And Mick, a couple of questions more from me as well. I can't remember the time frame for that upgrade at Kim Reserve. What that would, when that will be ready for you for next season or mid next season, and also I had to ask as well, how did that demolition party go?
Yeah, well, I've just recovered from that one, and we had a party last night as well. So it's never ending at Altona. But the facility's already been knocked down. they've dug up the surface. So I think the surface will be ready or close to ready for the start of the season. The facility won't be. I think that'll be probably mid next year. So I think we may be working out of portables for the meantime. But I think the surface is on track for us to be ready to play at the start of the season, or whether we have to play a few games away in the beginning. But from what I've been told and what I've heard is that the ground will be ready, but the facility will take a few months more.
Yeah, excellent. Now, if we have a look, turn our attention to the penultimate round this coming weekend. On Friday night, 3 games. Whittlesea Rangers hosting Banyule City, Yarraville hosting Westgate, Upfield at home to Sydenham Park. And then on Saturday, we've got Keilor Park hosting Corio. So it's the bottom side versus Corio. FC Strathmore against Whittlesea United. And then Brimbank Stallions at home to Altona City. The last 2 games, Mick, away from home, but it kind of doesn't really matter. But you'll be taking the party on the road now. Looking forward to that game against Brimbank Stallions.
Yeah, for sure. And Tonchi, I'm looking for. We've got some very good young kids in our squad, and they've stuck by us without having a heap of game time. So we're looking to reward those kids over the next couple of weeks, and they've been there, they've done all the hard yards, and it's their turn to get out on the pitch and enjoy themselves without any pressure and show us what they can do. And it's well deserved by those boys. I'm looking forward to watching them over the next couple of weeks.
Fantastic.
Excellent. Well, we wish you all the best of luck for those final 2 games, Mick, so you can finish the season on a high. And I see you've got the club presentation night coming up in mid-September, so you guys better go and recover and recuperate, because I'm sure that's going to be one hell of a party as well. We might have to get our tickets for us to get to that one, Tonchi, as well. Seems like the place to be at the moment.
For sure. Love to have you there, boys.
Good on you, Mick. Well done. All the very, very
Thanks,
best for the off-season, and certainly life in NPL3. We'll look forward to having you on next year on the Football Out West show.
Thanks so much, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks, Mick. Great stuff.